What's going on, guys? Brett Pro Angel here, bringing you today another deck profile. So as you all know, the return of Drytron is here. Drytron is easily tier 1. It's been taking a lot of tournaments since the release of Diviner and Moo Beta. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the profile. So to start, we got the best card of the deck, and that's Diviner of the Heralds. This card is so good, it enables all the combos. It's absolutely better than Manju, and you can send Herald of the Arclight, or you could send Natasha from your deck and go into Chaos Ruler. This card is just absolutely insane, and I just absolutely love having it. Next, we have 3 Herald of the Orange Lights. Herald is so good. This card just lets you play through hand traps. You actually don't really care about hand traps in this deck, because you can literally just negate it with orange if you see it, and you just keep going. It's absolutely insane. Next, the last of the fairies, we got 2 Eva. Eva is so important. You gotta have 2 now. In the old builds, you only ran 1, but in this build, you definitely need 2 because in the combo, you go into Beatrice. And what Beatrice lets you to do, it lets you send Eva to search 2 fairies, and then you do that on your opponent's standby phase for even more negates. So it's absolutely insane. Moving on to the Drytrons, we got 3 Alpha Thuban. Alpha is easily the best Drytron. Zeta or Gamma, people could argue that they are the best, but I don't know. I think Alpha is the best because it searches you Ben 10 and then just enables all your combos. And then next on the list, we have 3 Zeta. Zeta is very, very important. This searches your ritual spells, so you have to have 3 of these. Alpha Zeta is full combo, so yeah, you definitely need 3. And then of course we got 2 Delta. In older builds, I only ran 1 of this. I definitely think you need 2 now because you definitely want to be able to go full combo. You got to have more than 1 Drytron in your hand. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. And then next, the newest card that I upped was Gamma. I upped Gamma to 2. I think 2 is optimal. It can be a brick, but just simply having more Drytrons just enables you to keep playing and it enables you to grind the game. Plus, not to mention, we run 2 rank 1 XCs, so 2 Gamma just kind of fills that void. Moving on to the ritual monsters. For the boss monsters, we got Herald of the Ultimateness and Drytron Meteonis Draconids. So Herald of the Ultimateness, you can end on this with a crap ton of negates, and it's absolutely insane. Draconids is just there just for filler. It's not a terrible card to draw. It's a ritual. It's a machine. Plus, it has a decent effect. The effect doesn't come up very often, but yeah, you can win with this card without this. It's not really a win con, but it can come up. Next, for the Cyber Angels, we got 1 Ben 10 because that's all we're allowed, 1 Ida 10, and 1 Natasha. Natasha is still stealing games. She is just absolutely broken. Ida 10 is just essential for the combo. Basically, it just enables you to reuse your ritual spell more than once. You basically use it a total of 3 times. And then, of course, Ben 10 is the best out of all of them. Searches you a fairy. Moving on to the hand traps. To start, I run 3 Droll. Droll is just such a good card. It's good against Tri-Brigade. It's good against the Mirror Match. It's good against pretty much everything. Everything that searches. It's not really good against control decks, unless it's Dogmatica invoked. Any Dogmatica or invoked variant, Droll just shuts down pretty nice. And then also, only other hand trap I run is 2 Ash. I think Ash is so important now. At first, I thought this card was underperforming, but it's actually just really nice to have. I'd rather be caught with Ash than without it. Let's just put it that way. Moving on to the spells. I got 3 Drytron Nova. Nova is the emergency teleport of the deck. It just basically, you summon a Drytron from your deck. It's just kind of nice. It just enables you to just go into Link Rebo and then use your Drytron that you searched effect. It's a pretty good card. And then, of course, The must-have, we have to have 3 Cyber Emergency. Cyber Emergency is really important because this is just Rhoda for your Drytrons. You want to be able to search your Drytrons, and Rhoda or Cyber Emergency just enables you to just free search for your Drytron and just proceed with your combo. But this does play into Droll really bad, but I mean, so do all the Drytrons. Then next, for the last of the Drytron spells, I run 1 Meteonis and 1 Fafnir. Some people run 2 of the ritual spells. I don't think it's necessary. I think 1 is perfectly fine. Fafnir, some people run 2. I've been debating it, but I prefer a second Gamma over the second Fafnir. For the other etc. spells, we run 2 Pot of Prosperity. This card just allows you to dig for your Drytrons, especially if you brick. I usually only banish 3 if I'm going second. Most of the time I probably will banish 6 to try to get that Dark Ruler or whatever it may be. And then last but not least, we got 2 Forbidden Droplets. A lot of people would argue this in the main board. I think it's actually really important in the main deck, to be quite honest, because you want to be able to out stuff like Winda. You want to be able to out like their Multi-Faker Silk. You want to be able to out, like, you know, a lot of cards. You can out, you know, Appaloosa. You can out their Ancient Warrior Oath. This card is just so good to have. I'd rather be caught with it than without it. Plus, you don't really care about discarding cards. Moving on to the extra deck. I'm not really going to go over the sideboard. Sideboard, I'll just let you figure it out. But yeah, Link Karibo and IP Masquerena, these are the weenies. They're both very essential for the combo. You gotta have Link Karibo and you gotta have IP. They're both darks that you can banish with Chaos Ruler, but we'll get to that in a second. IP, a lot of the times you can end on Herald of Ultimateness, and then IP with 2 other monsters on the field that can go into Appaloosa. Link Karibo is just pretty good. And then for the nightmares, we got 1 Phoenix and 1 Unicorn. These cards are so important. Phoenix is so important because you can just out back rows, you can out, there can be only 1, you can out all kinds of like good floodgates. Nightmare Unicorn just enables you to like bounce a card to their deck and link Clive an access code. And it's collector rare. Now for the boss monsters. We have Access Code Talker, we have Appaloosa, and we have Borosaur Dragon. Access Code is just so good. You just pop their whole board. Borosaur just enables you to OTK. Appaloosa just can act almost as an interruption on your opponent's turn. Like, you can just make an invincible Appaloosa off of IP Masquerena, and it's actually just really good. All right, moving on to the rank 1 XCs. We got 1 Mu Beta Fafnir and 1 Assembled Nightingale. All right, so a lot of people would argue you need a second Fafnir. I say I tested it. A lot of times it does come up, but in those instances, you could just make Nightingale. You don't necessarily have to have Fafnir. I really just think these cards are just powerful, both of them. You need Nightingale. I've been debating Fucho, but I think Nightingale is just infinitely better. Next, we have Beatrice, Downward Magician, and then, of course, we got Zeus. And that sums it up for our XDs. Beatrice just enables you to continuously keep getting your fairies. Downward Magician is just like a free overlay for your Zeus material. And then, obviously, Zeus is just to wipe the board. And then the last 3 cards in the extra deck, we got Intis, Herald of the Arclight, and Chaos Ruler. This is just absolutely insane. I find myself going into this quite often now that I play it. It's actually kind of nice. If you've already, like if you're in a grind game and you've already used your Herald of the Arclight and you just have like a dead Diviner, if you can get 2 Drytrons on the board, you can just very easily summon Diviner, send Natasha from your deck to the graveyard, and then make Chaos Ruler. And then you can mill 5 and add 1. It's actually really insane. Intis is just like a free out for floodgates. You just normal summon Intis, or you normal summon Diviner if they have like TC Boo, and Intis pop the TC Boo, and then you just keep playing. Herald of the Arclight is just part of your main combo. So yeah, that's it for that. And yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed this deck profile. Drytron is back, and I am just so excited to just play this, guys. Like, I might play this in the YCS. It's either this or Dragon Link. I'm debating, but if it just keeps going at this rate, then it's definitely going to be Drytron. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for tuning in. This is Brett Pro Angel. What's going on, guys? It's Brett Pro Angel bringing you today a combo tutorial for Drytron. I did this probably about 3 or 4 months ago before this new support ever even came out, but that was a dueling book tutorial. So I'm just going to show you an in-person real live tutorial on how this combo works. So you're going to start with Alpha, and that's going to send Zeta. And sorry if there's a little glare right there. Best I got, guys. Oh, that's going to search us Benton. And then you're going to activate Zeta, tribute Benton to special. And that's going to search you Ritual Spell. And then you're going to trigger your Benton. And that's going to get you Diviner. Now you'll go ahead and normal summon your Diviner. Activate your Diviner's effect. That's going to send Herald of the Arclight. Then you're going to trigger your Herald of the Arclight. That's going to search you Idaten. Okay. Now you're going to overlay these guys. And this is where the combo gets insane. You go into Mu Beta Fafnir. And then when he's summoned, he sends a Drytron from your deck to the grave, aka our Gamma. Okay. And now you want to use your Ritual Spell. You can detach a material to use the Ritual Spell. And then that's going to get us our Idaten. And then Idaten's effect will trigger, adding back our Ritual Spell to hand. Okay, and now Diviner's a level 6 because we sent Herald of the Arclight, who's a 4-star. So that increases her level by 4. So now she's a 6. And then we can just go ahead and overlay these girls. And that's going to go into our Beatrice. Okay, and now we can go ahead and activate Beatrice. We want to detach Diviner right here. That's really important because if we detach Idaten, if we run into a grind game and we want to use our Natasha, that's one less Cyber Angel we have. And in this combo, because we're going to have to banish a fairy. In this combo, we're going to go ahead and detach Diviner. Okay, and then what that's going to do, that's going to send our Ava to the graveyard. And then what Eva's going to do, you're going to activate her effect. You're going to banish the Diviner you just sent and banish Herald of the Arclight. These are 2 fairies you can banish for Eva's effect. And then what that's going to do, that's going to search you 2 fairies. So that's going to search you your Herald of the Arclight and another Diviner. Okay. Now we are set up for full combo. We can go Meteonis Drytron again. We can detach Zeta because that effect is not once per turn, and that's going to get us our Benton. And then we're going to activate Meteonis Drytron, make Mu Beta lose 1,000 attack, and add this back to our hands. Alright, and now we can just go Gamma, tribute the Benton to get Gamma and another Drytron. And that's also going to trigger off our Benton, which is going to get us to our Herald of the Ultimateness. And now we can go Meteonis Drytron on one of our Drytron monsters for the 3rd time to go Herald of the Ultimateness. It's very important you want to summon it in this zone. I know nobody plays Geonator Transverser anymore, but it's still important to play around it. So now we're done with the Ritual Spell. From here, you can just simply go into IP Masquerena. Actually, yeah, go into IP here. And I want you to keep in mind, look at what we have right here. So this is off of 2 cards, Alpha, Zeta. Now, if you have any other extenders in your hand, it just gets even crazier. So on our opponent's standby phase, we're going to end our turn with this. So what we have Herald of the Ultimateness. We have 2 negates with Herald of the Ultimateness because we have 2 fairies in hand. We can also use IP Masquerena to make a Unicorn or Appaloosa. On our opponent's standby phase, we're going to end our turn with this. On their standby, so we don't get Dark Ruler no more, we're going to activate Beatrice to detach Idaten. And what that's going to do, that's going to send another Eva. And then Eva is going to go ahead and trigger, And hopefully by this point we have other fairies in our graveyard. If not, we gotta banish our Idleton anyway. But Eva can banish Eva if it's another copy. So we're gonna banish our other copy of Eva and our Idleton. And what that's gonna do, that's gonna search us 2 more fairies, aka another Orange Light and another Diviner. So even if our opponent Dark Ruler no mores us here, we still have 2 interruptions and follow-up if we don't have to interrupt them. And then we just, you know, go next turn. So yeah, if we use all of our negates off of Herald, then we can use IP to go into Appaloosa. So yeah, that's basically the gist of that combo. It's actually pretty insane. And I actually really just love this deck. So yeah, I just wanted to display the combos really quick. And I also wanted to show you guys one more thing. Okay, I want you to just check something out. Let's say your opponent outs this board, okay? All right. I'm gonna shuffle real quick. We're going into a grind game now. Oops. So yeah, we're gonna be grinding with our opponent here. We're just gonna draw 1 random card. Okay, one heck of a random card. Okay, let's just say they Dark Ruler no more'd us, and we had to use 1 Orange Light, and we saved 1. And yeah, this is where we're at. Okay, so from here, we can just go Drytron Nova, get us access to our Delta. Okay, and then we can go normal summon Diviner the Heralds. What this can do now, our send in a grind game, what we want to send, we're going to send Cyber Angel Natasha. That's going to increase Diviner's level by 5, making her a level 7. So now we can synchro a level 7 and a level 1 for our Chaos Ruler. And then what this can do, this mills 5 and adds 1. So we're gonna mill 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got an alpha in the graveyard. From here, we can just proceed to either add alpha to hand, or because now we're set up. We just got a free Drytron to our hand. And now if you look at our graveyard, now our Drytron plays are live because we have a Drytron in hand. So now we can go alpha pitch alpha to special summon alpha. And then I don't even know if we have any rituals left at this point because we milled them all. Or we can just go alpha or gamma pitch alpha to bring out gamma. To bring out gamma and alpha. And then from here you can just overlay for Nightingale. And then what that is, that's a free Zeus. Yeah. And yeah, this is the extra deck as well. We do have options here. If they have back row, we can pop it with Phoenix. Yeah, and also keep in mind with running Chaos Ruler, if they do out your first board, this is such a good follow-up card because they already outed our IP, which is a dark. So we can just banish IP and Eva to special summon it. So yeah, this deck is really fun and it's really insane and it can do some really nasty things. But yeah, I just want to thank you all for watching. That's just like a quick little combo and just some, you know, in-depth explanation of how this deck kind of works now. I really hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is Brett Pro Angel out.